on ourselves, and hopefully Mike does
Navi's turn to bat.
listen to us after this, because I'm getting my mic picked up from everywhere, so I don't know why Mike can't hear me. Right, so yeah. Anyway, Cloud9, they are going to have Darkseer and Slaughter, a very scary dual lane together. Usually gonna have that 2-1-2 lineup. What's happening? Hello, Mike. Can you hear me?
There it is.
Alright, so yeah, Discord being screwy as usual. Alright, so I was worried there for a moment, but yeah, I was saying Darkseer and Slaughter picked up by Cloud9, and Navi respond with the Luna Rubik. Cloud9 have proven themselves to be a very aggressive team. They definitely are going to be able to punish with this Darkseer and Slaughter matchup, and Luna is not the hero you want when facing up against this aggressive dual lane. You know, usually you want to have a lifestealer or maybe Pyket's favorite Jug to do that job. So Cloud9 already starting off well. So I'm kind of worried for Navi's draft here.
This is a very Cloud9 opening. Outside of the one that we saw last game, which it was also a very Cloud9 opening, they like to do that. They like to do this. Just put the Slaughter in the hands of Noya. Play a very similar style to what we saw in the last game when he was handling the Earth Spirit, except this time you're a Slaughter with a Darkseer handled by Hestejo, who plays this hero all the time. And you can put a lot of aggressive pressure on the enemy safe lane. Luna and Rubik don't really have any ways of dealing with that. If they could chip at you, but once you actually want to kill them, you sprint in, you surge in, you get the ion shells, and then you just go in and rush them. So that's a very dangerous situation to be in, and Cloud9 have done this against pretty much every single team. It's pretty much their bread and butter. Navi get Luna Ember Spirits. They are going rather soft up against what I expect to be a little more of a physical damage build up here from Cloud9 with Lifestealer still in the pool. Seems like a decent one to have. They may be a little bit crowd control light, but they have all the damage in the world.
Well, Slaughter's Lifestealer bombs have proven to be all the disable you need against Ember Spirit, so I wouldn't be too concerned that Slaughter's stun is actually a really powerful one. So having that against the Ember is fine. They have an Ursa Warrior instead, so they're gonna once again push that Roshan advantage. You know, you want to have that hero that can snipe Aegis and then push for objectives. You mentioned the Ember Spirit's shortcoming of not being able to take objectives even after he gets killed, so Ursa does solve that problem. Luna does solve that problem for Navi, so ultimately it's still a scary lineup here for Navi to deal with. They don't have any of those lockdowns for Ursa. Once he gets, especially if he gets a good start, you saw the Aghanim Scepter picked up the last game. It wasn't even needed because they were so far ahead, but still, you have a Slaughter, you have an Ursa, and if Slaughter M's anyone, Ursa is going to melt him in less than a second.
Get Ion Shell and Surge on Ursa can make him a lot more dangerous early on as well. Like even pre-Blink Dagger, if you just run at someone with Surge on, there's not much that Luna or Rubik can really do about that. Like you could lift the Ursa as Rubik, but Ursa can probably still chase after you after that happens. So a very run-at-you type style here for Cloud9. What they do have to worry about is still how do they answer this Ember Spirit as far as lockdown is concerned. With only a Blink Slardar that's eventually going to be coming up, there should be a good amount of time where Ember Spirit is very hard for them to deal with, and they don't really have, let's say, Shadow Fiend level of tower pushing that they had in the last game. So getting kills is very possible with these heroes from Cloud9, but getting objectives afterwards outside of Roche will be a lot slower. Navi, though, go for Ogre Magi. It's a hero that can definitely tango with these, very tanky heroes from Cloud9 because Ogre Magi is just so tanky himself. So having a frontliner there is quite nice. Yep. But yeah, I don't know. They can kill off an Ogre Magi pretty easily with any of these.
Yeah, this is a lineup that laughs at Ogre's tankiness. It's Ursa, it's an M damage. It's not going to be a nice game for Ogre, except maybe the start. Where he has that ignite spam on whoever he decides to sit on in that middle lane. But Ogre is going to be there to buff up the Luna's glaive spam. But wow, a Terror Blade comes out. So I'm counting 4 cores, so we're gonna have some funky stuff from Cloud9 again.
I think it's gonna be Noya Slardar support.
Yeah.
Hesta
2-1-2.
Joe on the Darkseer, that's pretty much a given. Slaughter, Darkseer probably going to the offlane with one another. Baby Knight has played both Ursa and Terrorblade in the mid lane before, so I think that's kind of just a coin flip. I'd rather have an Ursa matchup up against the Ember Spirit than a Terrorblade, so that's probably a little bit more desirable, but I mean, Baby Knight has just such a huge roster of heroes to select from. He's played everything, so just put one of those in the mid lane, and now just need to, I guess, give Ryze a hero that has some sort of way to deal with an Ember Spirit, and they should be pretty happy because Terrorblade gives them that tower pushing that I said they were lacking earlier.
Yeah, the Dazzle ban as well coming out for Navi. I think a last ditch attempt to stop any kind of shenanigans from coming out. Dazzle would actually be a solid pickup for Cloud9 as well with that armor theme they have going on. But Terrorblade, I wouldn't say Terrorblade is a wrench in their plans, but it's definitely a tower destroyer and a independent hero, you would say? It does well with one, right? With one support should be okay. Witch Doctor or something that keeps him alive.
Oracle is actually looking fairly attractive here as well. You get rid of the Ember Spirit's guard with the Purge. Keep Terrorblade alive, keep Ursa alive. Magic Community versus Navi is absolutely huge. They are, for the most part, a magical-based draft until you get into a little bit more of a later game stage when Luna starts building some DPS. So, yeah, they could definitely get away with that as well. And Navi's offlane selection now for General, it's going to be their last pick. No Sand King, no Underlords. They've picked up Beastmaster for General in the past with more attack speed. That's not too bad, but they do need a lot of damage here. Like, Navi's damage with Luna is fairly high. Ogre Magi, Rubik are both fairly low damage heroes. Ember Spirit needs a lot of farm before his damage comes up. They need General to fill that damage role as well.
Yeah, I know General plays a lot of heroes, but is Clockwork one of them? Because I think Clockwork would actually be decent here. Nice Oracle call. But would Clockwork be decent here? A good frontliner, something to lock down the Ursa, Darkseer, even Slaughter would be good. Maybe you can mess with Terrorblade's cast time. I'm not sure if that one is possible to stop Asunder, but okay.
What? I was gonna say Timber Saw because you need that damage to really cut through the opposition. But we have a Tinker.
Yeah,
who's going to the bottom lane?
That's a General Ember, right? So Pyket solo, and then we get an Ember Rubik Ogre lane.
I don't really like that all that much. Luna
Ember. Okay.
Ogre Rubik with an Ember Spirit safe lane solo is a possibility. But really, like, for Navi right now, they need Ember Spirit and Tinker to be going towards one of the safer lanes of either top or mid. And either way, you're going to have one of those heroes go up against Darkseer Slaughter, which is not fun at all. I mean, this Tinker is going to help them consistently shrink the map if they get ahead, take down towers with the Luna, and with the global power of Ember Spirit and Tinker, it kind of asserts some map dominance, but C9 can just crush them in the lanes very, very easily.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out, but I'm having issues with my in-game mic apparently. It's supposed to be set on team, right?
Let me just see what mine's set at. I'm pretty sure mine's correct.
Team?
Yeah, it's voice chat team.
Yeah, so mine is showing okay levels. I don't know why people are saying I'm muted.
If your little white thing on the bottom right is like changing faces to like screaming sounds and not being muted, I think that means you're good.
Yeah, it is on, and I don't know why people are saying I'm muted in game. It's probably a Dota TV issue, guys. I don't know. I've already tried to fix it a couple of times, and now I missed the HUD. Gonna switch it over. Yeah, we go.
Ace, bot.
Oh, they caught him. Did they catch him? Yeah, Terrorblade, lowest rank in this match probably. Gonna go down, and Dendi scoring the first blood. That's gonna really help that bottle, and it's a bigger deal than you might imagine. Navi gonna score first blood with a nice smoke movement, so it's gonna be a General Ember, and we do have a aggressive tri-lane coming out here for Navi, so looking to press a little bit on the nerves of on this Terrorblade. Bloodlust level 1. Cool.
Holy crap, Bloodlust is so loud. Armed stopped canceling it. I never realized how loud that spell was. This is a very powerful offensive tri-lane for Navi. Like, you have the damage coming out from the Luna. You will have a lot of stun set up once, of course, Armen picks up some Nod Bloodlust skills. You should be just fine to stay in this lane and farm, keep the enemies out. But C9 are going to just dodge that. They're going to put Ace on top lane for right now while keeping Noi and Hestejo still here. General is not going to expect this. Plus, they know General has chains, not guard.
Oh, he walks into them. So, very nice little check there. Alright, and they immediately poured out the Darkseer, knowing that gank is gone. So, yep, they make the appropriate movement. And what do you think about Darkseer and Slaughter against the Luna Ogre Rubik? Is it good?
Well, Darkseer versus this lane is one that Hestejo can play out. He does have to respect the Rubik lift, but that's about it. He should be just fine outside of that. Adding a Slaughter to that lane, it doesn't really make it that much more potent if it is just going to be 3 heroes sticking around for Navi. Like, right now, if Slaughter was here, it would be great for C9.
But he's trying
on
to
a
gank
2v2
Dendi.
basis, but 2v3 you kind of want to avoid because you just get out-controlled in that scenario. So Noi is going to be rather nomadic right now. You will end up on the bot lane. This forces the Rubik to either go bot, or bot lane will then suffer a lot. And you don't want Pycat to have no farm as Navi. It seems like every single game that Navi win is because Pycat gets a really good start.
Yeah. And just tears it up. But the last game was a horrific incident, so we're not going to talk about that one. But Pycat, this game, going to have a hero that he should be comfortable with, as should every carry in this patch. And they're going to go ham on Noya. He's dropping pretty low there. Might have to back off for Shrine. Nope, too bad. It's already dried up. Baby Knight. Not going to have this favorable matchup versus Tinker, of course.
He'll have a little bit of Earth Shock spam now and again, but we know
Wait,
Crystal
he's
Maiden Aura
crushing
to back
Tinker.
that up. Fury Swipes is pretty bad up against Laser, so as long as Dendi has a Laser in his back pocket, he should be just fine. Noya is going to end up on this bottom lane. Pycat is, right now, having a really good start. Tons of last hits under his belt. But once this dual lane really comes together, level 2 Ion Shell is up. Of course, Darkseer needs a little bit more mana to actually use that, and now Pycat's time gets a lot more difficult because this happens.
Oh, they surge up Slaughter, bottom lane. Pycat gonna juke around the trees, and he should be okay as he has wasted a lot of that surge timing already. Just kidding, the Bloodlust comes out. He is still gonna be staying alive for now, but Noya has a secondary crush as well as that surge, so that's Pycat going down. He tries to TP, but he gets smashed into the ground, so that's Noya killing him off. Meanwhile, Viver as well losing his life. Metamorphosis and the Fortune's End going to be more than enough to lock down a hero. But Dendi killing off Ursa. It seems like we're just so late in all these kills. I feel so bad. Chasing after the action around the map. And Cloud9 going to be, well, gonna be okay until, well, Baby Knight gave up that kill. I saw Dendi making some really aggressive trades there in that middle lane. Just constantly right-clicking into the Ursa and then blinding him right before he gets hit by a right-click. So Dendi applying the right amount of pressure and getting a kill, as he should, in this advantage lane.
Dendi's got a laser missile build so far. Usually if you're going to get, unless you're going to go full aggro, you start getting a little bit of March after your level 4 laser. But you might as well just go full aggro against Baby Knight, who can do actually nothing up against Dendi right now.
Oh, Noya! Okay. That was not part of the plan. Pycat doing a little bit of subtle harassment here, like, oh, you know, I'm just beaming you casually, walking back, and then Slaughter thinking he could stick around for a little longer, but Pycat with the beam getting that kill, so much needed as well after that pick-off by that Slaughter. So 2-3, Navi leads the kill score.
425 movement speed is pretty difficult to play around for C9. I was going to say, like, ganking with the mid lane is pretty hard because Dendi will know very quickly if heroes are off the map. Like, right now they should know that Ace is alone. They maybe will know that Hestejo is alone. So Dendi could just very easily back up and not die to this smoke.
Yeah, it'll require a lot of aggression, but Baby Knight, oh dear, that is not good. They're not going to be able to kill Dendi with just a Slaughter and Oracle, though. So, but Ogre TP's in anyway, just to show some dominance. But Dendi's crushing this middle lane. Ursa's plan was to actually bait in Dendi into the low ground. so that the smoke gang can work, but unfortunately, level 3 laser and rockets, pretty powerful bursts in combination with each other, so Ace left to his own devices top as his supports peeled away to a gank, but now he's gonna retreat to the tower and play it safe.
And Hesta Joe just now picks up Soul Ring boots. I mean, they do have a lane that, in theory, can pressure Pycat. They need really good angles for it, and the Observe Ward coverage here of the Dire, it's not perfect, but it may keep Pycat a little bit safer. They're going to just rush Pycat with Surge. There's so much movement speed here on the Luna that it's actually hard to get a good angle on her with Slaughter. Even though Slaughter has Sprint and Tranquil Boots and Surge, Pycat should be able to keep a good amount of distance away. She's second in the net worth, this Luna, and it's in an off-lane dual lane scenario. That is very hard to do. They're going to find an Ogre in the middle of nowhere.
Poor Fatty is dead. But he's going to waste 3 hero time, so yeah, he's just going to walk around like, I'm the Ogre. Yeah. He does lose his life to Baby Knight though, and Baby Knight really needs the kills after that punishment he received in the middle lane against Dendi. He was winning the CS for a bit with Earthshock, but then Dendi started getting levels and started bullying him out of lane. And you were right about the Martial Machines. Dendi getting it before level 3 laser, level 4 laser also.
Jeez, it's 6 minutes 30 on the clock, and Dendi has travels.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that's
so
what
bad.
First Blood and 2 kills would do for you, right?
Yeah, that is just so bad for C9 right now. Like, I mean, the travels are just step one,
They
right?
find Baby Knight as well. That's an Eclipse. That's perfect for them. And they will strike down the Ursa. Baby Knight, he had a great game the last game, so the Dota gods curse him with, well, bad luck this game. It's kind of like a karma thing. I believe in the false 50% theory. Do you?
Back on Dendi, like, travels is all well and good and everything, but what the travels do, I even think it helps them, Navi as a team, be more aggressive right now. They don't really have to do that. What they can do is just use these travels to power farm Tinker into Ags. Once you get the bouncing laser, then C9 are in a really awkward position where Ursa and Terrorblade both can't really do that much against it. Like, once that laser drops, your DPS just plummets to 0, and Baby Knight is going to get lifted up top.
Oracle middle lane. Careful. The right click from Dendi is enough, and well, he got boots of travels, and he's now getting even more kills. General getting caught out there. There's gonna be a jump away. General kites him. Baby Knight just having a terrible day. He has that raindrop, but General really wants to give chase. He does have another spirit. Dendi gets another kill. Meanwhile, with that boost of travel teleportation, General gonna get the chain off. And now they're really just kiting Baby Knight on this Ursa. He is very survivable though, but his enrage is down, so he doesn't want to push the issue there. General really taking his Ember Spirit's life to the maximum there. And yeah, this early travels already paying off for Dendi. And with this Arcane Rune, even better.
I feel like if Dendi decided to go top lane instead of bottom lane, could have definitely gotten a kill there as well. So yeah, it just seems like C9 perhaps caught off guard by the timing of the boots of travel. You got to assume that every single time you make an at all aggressive play, you're going to be fighting into a Tinker as well, because Dendi is going to be there, and he is going to throw a laser into your plans. So this game got a lot more difficult for C9. What they do have still kind of going for them is the fact that they have an Ursa. They can slip into Roshan pretty quickly and deal with him and get a little bit of extra golden experience that way, not to mention the double life. But if they really wanted to push towers with Terrorblades, I'm not really sure if that's really in the cards anymore.
Yeah, it's things have definitely changed here. Ace did get a nice snipe on the Rubik early game, but that was all he got. His net worth coasting around the 3,000 mark. Pycat's still ahead of him, despite them being on opposite lanes, getting relatively okay farm. But I guess Ember Spirit's more pressure than Luna received. So Terrorblade was playing on the back foot there. Let's take a look more at last hits. Top 3 all belonging to Navi. Terrorblade just surpassing Pycat, but they're looking for a push here on Pycat again. The Bloodlust Luna though, super fast at 433 move speed. Level 3 Bloodlust, no Ignite. This is the first time I've seen an Ogre in a long while skip Ignite.
It is something that the Oracle can just take off immediately with Fortune's End. It is something that, as far as like way the crowd control opponents is concerned, is countered by Surge as well. I still like Ignite, but I can understand him opting to go for Fire Blast Bloodlust in this particular scenario against these particular opponents, like Surge, Sprint, and Fortune's End.
Yeah.
Ignite is probably not going to do a lot.
It's a cool build. He's been Pycat's babysitter so far, and Pycat enjoying that 433 move speed. Very difficult to pin down. Movement speed a big deal against these Cloud9 heroes. And well, now we have the Ursa looking for a flank. Are they going to be successful though? Navi are left with 2 heroes here on the bottom lane. Oh, Pycat in trouble, gets started with the crush. Baby Knight is there. There will be a stun on him, but Ryze channels up that purge and Eclipse comes down. There will be a block here from the Ryze Oracle, so very well done. Crush is stolen by Biver. That's his specialty. He's the pseudo slaughter for Navi.
Pycat gets separated from his accompanying heroes though. And C9 are able to get a really nice pick off on this Luna. Usually that's like, something you're going to be really happy about, but in this particular game, General actually has more farm than Pycat, which is probably like the first time in Navi history. And looking at Baby Knight.
Middle lane, yeah, General going ham on him. The Metamorphosis is up for the Terrorblade for a fraction of a second. So General coming in, he has a haste. So he might decide to push this issue. Noya gonna get chained up. The amplified damage comes in. Super Spirit ticking low. He does have... No, he doesn't have a Spirit in back. He has haste. That's all he has for now. Darkseer is here. Jumping forward. There is a vacuum. They actually do not chain the crush properly. So General will survive there. He will take a tower shot, which is pretty concerning, but he will be able to port out in time. And meanwhile, middle lane.
Base created. He drew all those heroes from mid to top, and now look what's happening mid. Pycat, RMN, the duo is going to take down that tower. I don't know how intentional that was as far as space creation for General, but I'm going to assume it was all planned, because you got to respect this Luna's ability to split push, especially with Bloodlust, and Noya is going to run into Dendi and General.
Yeah. But General... Oh, missing the slash there, Dendi. Should be able to find the Slaughter. He's going to try for a TP. General has the chains, yeah. Oh no!
He didn't chain.
Doesn't use the chain. Oh well, Noya's going to be happy about that. Gonna walk away smiling. Got a war story to tell. But Darkseer, only level 1 vacuum, so not much in the way of team fight. Oracle's had some sweet deflections with his spells as well. Dropping the Fate's Edict to block some of the Eclipse damage. Pretty nice on that bottom lane. So.
Ryze has had a quiet game so far. There's not much of a use for Oracle, and everyone's getting insta-killed. But he does have the Purifying Flames maxed out at this point, so a lot of extra damage. You're dealing with False Promise, so if you are going to get hit with an Eclipse or a Veil of Discord triple Remnant jump in for General, you can block a lot of that damage with the Edict, and of course with False Promise if things get really bad against the Edict or whatever. So yeah, this Oracle is still in a really good position matchup-wise in this game, but will be losing a lot of space. Top lane tower will fall.
Bottom. Ryze getting caught out. He's trying to purge out the Ignite. The laser's flying in. Dendi still has vision, so maybe a rearm into a missile there could take him out, but not going to be the case there. So once again, nice usage of the Fate's Edict. Keeps him alive. But Viver does have that Slitherine Crush stolen. No Blink to follow it up with, but he does have the lift, so if he catches someone at close range, he can chain stun within himself. What's Noya doing?
Noya is trying to gank mids. By this time, in the vast majority of Noya Slaughter games that I see, he is like at 1900 gold or something like that. He's nowhere close in this game, and it doesn't seem like there are many opportunities for Crush Slaughter gank to actually lead into anything, given the amount of farm that Navi have right now. So this is going to be a rather unorthodoxly slow game from Noya, just considering the circumstances.
I mean, RMN is feeling bold enough to solo push, so that tells you a lot about the environment of this game.
Behold, a subtle burn.
Ursa, meanwhile, we talked about Slaughter not even being close to the blink. Baby Knight himself is not even at 1,900 gold, so the terrible game he has been having is about to be a lot worse if General finds him. I think they're going for Darkseer instead. Joe is going to come in. There's the fire. There's the double chain as well. There is going to be a power on to Baby Knight. General just used his Remnant to actually hit Baby Knight, so General is probably going to fall here. A good kill. Meanwhile, Dendi blows up Ace, the Terrorblade. So you can well, decide yourself if that's a bigger kill to get. But I think an Ember Snipe here at this point pretty good. Stuns up the Slaughter. Here comes Dandy. And we have a really low health Joe there. Rocket's gonna fly in. A stolen sprint is going to find Noya. Is there a lift? There is gonna be a lift. So Dandy is gonna claim his life, laser him. Wicked sick here for the Tinker.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is not the first time that Navi have overestimated their damage or underestimated the Ursa's survivability. They do have to watch out for that, because Baby Knight does have that Enrage. Trying to burst him down is incredibly difficult, just because of that Enrage. So, yeah, general, his farm is starting to slow down compared to some of the other cores. So far, as an Ember Spirit, he has not hit that Spell Amp talent yet, so he will be doing a little bit more damage in a little bit, but not incredibly impressed with this Ember Spirit display so far.
Well, but maybe he's not used to it, you know. Offlaners don't usually get the Ember Spirit to play, but you know, Ember Spirits have mostly been shelved into the lesser farm variants now, with the support
Ace.
ones. Oh, there's Ace. That is a Sunder, but he gets piled on there by the Spirits, and Dandy's Rockets were there as well, so I think even if he did get the Sunder off, he still dies, so. Another gank here,
That's
successful for Navi.
Oh, Baby Knight. Down general with no spirits.
Is there a lift? Rubik with the illusions, but Dandy is here. Shoots Baby Knight once. There's a lift down. There's the shrine. He will top him up, but he's getting locked down non-stop. And Biver actually strikes him down, stealing the shot for himself. That's a nice little slam spell to get.
But here's what General really wants. He has the Spell Amp talent. He, of course, has the Veil of Discord. If he could hunt down this Terrorblade non-stop, I'm pretty sure you're looking at, if not completely insta-kill status with the triple Remnant jump, you're very close to it, because there's not even 1,000 HP on this Terrorblade. He has a lot of armor, but Ember Spirit does not care about your armor levels, so this is something that General is going to be hunting for.
Level 2 ulti will double the damage of the Remnants. So 600 burst, very powerful to get.
The combo does require a little bit of setup with that Veil of Discord, but it comes so quickly that Terrorblade Sunder is almost impossible to cast.
It's hard to
in
Sunder
response.
a moving spirit anyway, so should be a one-hit burst here for the TB. And he has opted for the Helm Dominator, so no Dragonlance for now. It's going to weaken his HP pool as well.
Oh, they got Rubik.
Fiber stole up the Corrosive Haze, but that's not going to help him in this case. So Baby Knight, that Blink Dagger reveal there, will get himself a kill. Noya is at that 1,900 goal you're talking about. So the Blink Dagger should be in the next team fight.
Getting Blink Dagger is one thing. Using it to get on top of the Tinker is quite another, as long as Dendy is on point. He has a laser and a Blink Dagger himself, and the Aether Lens, so the effective range of this Tinker is very high. They are going to find an angle on Pycat, though. That's a viable kill.
Yeah, that's possible. Kill the back in there. Pycat in a lot of trouble. Oh, but he's still juking. The Corrosive Haze is there. The Fire Blast stops him down. But a Rise will secure that with the Purifying Flame. And now Iron Man will be door number 2 there for Cloud9 as they shut him down. 8-11 Navi are, you know, feeding away a couple of kills. High priority kills as well. TB picks up the Dragonlance now. Tank here. Alright, we're going to test that theory. Does a Terrorblade melt?
No.
Yep.
No, he does not, because he doesn't go in.
I guess not.
Oh well. You probably could bank on Dendy jumping in and kill securing that just in case. And Dendy is just waiting towards his Aghanim Scepter, so he is still getting a lot of farm. But C9 are actually moving pretty well around the map. Not just one hero going out by themselves, usually with a good amount of backup. Right now we have Noya with that fresh Blink Dagger looking to punish an Ember Spirit, who is not quite in the area, but you know, C9's movements are pretty good to kind of counter this style of Navi, who have kind of just random heroes that are kind of alone all over the place. Like, you can count on Dendy doing that, you can count on General doing that. That's just how Ember Spirit and Tinker operate. So as long as C9 have just, you know, roaming groups of 2-3 heroes, they should be able to get a couple of kills and get themselves back into at least an even kill score, especially if they find Dendy here.
Yeah, they smoke up. Is there a blink going to come out here for Noya? He's getting hit by the March Machine, so he will not actually get the blink off. So Dandy escapes again. Might have defended the tier 1 tower.
Mid.
Or bought some time for it. Oh, Baby Knight. That's not a hero they want to lose. And with this, I think they go Roshan. Yeah, Dandy already setting up the march here. No. But they will go Roshan anyway. So tier 1 for Roshan.
Yeah, Pycat can kill off a Roche pretty quickly, but General doesn't really have that much game against Roche. Neither does the Tinker. You kind of want an Aegis on the Tinker, but you don't really want to be fighting Roche. He'll just push out the other lanes and make sure C9 don't get anything in the meantime. This push power of Terrorblade so far has only gotten them 1 tower. The other towers are very healthy, barely even touched by TB, so this is looking pretty good for Navi. They, get the Aegis, but probably more importantly is make sure that C9 and their Ursa don't get this Aegis.
Well, Navi scores Aegis. And 12-8 now. Dandy's still going ham, and that Aghanim Scepter 300 gold away. Things are gonna look scary here for Cloud9. If
They see
weren't
Rise.
already. Yeah, they see Rise.
Oh, Rise. They
Yeah,
decide
General
to
wants
not
him.
go for Rise and go for Ace instead.
Piles in. Yep, no, they get him.
Tower is under attack.
Yep, Dandy's got light. Ace is gonna farm in the jungle. Did they see him? I think they saw him, right? Yeah, they're gonna scout. They're gonna walk right into him, and he does not have an escape option. Gets caught there by the Ignite. Gotta put him on Ice 4 now. Maybe throw out a Sunder. I think Sunder's pretty useless at this point. Rocket, round 2, the laser as well. Dandy comes in, shoots him one more time, and that's gonna be the holy shit for Dandy.
And in
And
the
Luna.
meantime, Pycat, per usual, split pushing over in the mid lane. He's gonna get jumped though.
Gotta throw him back, and then Noya as well. Crush gonna get stolen though. Crushes on the Ursa, so he's gonna buy Pycat some time. Pycat, risky plays. Does he get punished? No, he does not. Here comes the Eclipse. Gonna beam down hard on Baby Knight, but Baby Knight's enraging all of it. Pycat's gonna lose his Aegis. Nope, the lasers come in. The Fate Bolt will secure that as well. That was not the Soul Ring you were looking for. And Dandy wipes the floor with Cloud9, 8-18. And, that's really what, well, puzzles me. Cloud9 were playing awesome in game number 1, and then suddenly in game number 2, Navi just flipped the tables on them and pull a Cloud9 and just crushed them. Both games were not close.
It's just this Tinker pick. Like,
Yeah.
in that last fight that we just saw, Tinker just picked up Aghanim Scepter. He blinded both the Ursa and the Terrorblade. And then once that happens, like, you can't really do anything up against Pycat. He just suddenly stopped taking damage because no one was hitting him. They got themselves in a situation where Tinker is almost 15k versus the 9k of the Terrorblade, and once he gets this Aghanim Scepter Ether Lens build up, then you have to kill him first. If you initiate on anyone else, even if you get that kill, you're going to be significantly punished by Dandy and the amount of farm he has. And oh no, not Baby Knight again.
Feels bad, man. Pops the Enrage, dispels the Veil, but there's protection all around. Noya gets juked there. Rubik once again steals it, steals the Crush as well. Insult to injury all around. Ace of Joe gonna run away, and I think GG is in the books here as the Darkseer scoots on out. Oracle says, well, that's the last thing I can do for you, friend. Goodbye, and Dandy shoots him with the laser. 8-21. Navi showing Cloud9 they can beat them up harder than they did. Not really, actually. They're still not as far ahead as Cloud9 were in game number 1.
Well, a win is a win. You can't really afford to walk into this March of the Machines anymore. Notice that Pycat also had an Alpha Wolf with him. What? Okay.
Respect out the
Iron Man's
window.
doing
Picks up the
shopping.
Dagon.
Oh my
Okay.
god, this Ogre has Helm Dagon 23 minutes in. But the more Helm with the Dominators you have, the more options Dendi has for teleporting in to reinforce. I remember that as well.
Slaughter. Gonna get bailed out. That's the first Oracle save I've seen with that ultimate. Most people die a lot faster than he can save. Dandy is gonna shoot Ace. Mana is out. Oh, Baby Knight goes in there to crush as well as that vacuum is gonna buy some time. Pycat in a lot of trouble. He does have that Aegis still though. Ace is losing a lot of his illusions. He's the last one standing. Baby Knight gonna take a lot of beams along with his Darkseer, but they share the love, so they stay alive. But Generals here says, no sir! Slams the door on Cloud9, shuts them out of game number 2, so they might have just lost their chances at qualification as well. Navi, not the type to give games away, will shoot Cloud9 in the face with some lasers. Nope, rockets will be. Noya goes down again, and Dandy ends the game with a pristine 13-0. And, well, we get another tie, Mike. We get another tie. Secret looking good if they beat Adfinum. If they beat Adfinum.
I think Secret and Adfinum actually have the same record. So, yeah, they need... Well, I mean, obviously you need 2 O's, but even a tie is not the end of the world for our next game. But I'm pretty sure Navi winning